Let's bring in the director of the CDC, Dr. Rochelle Walensky. Dr. Walensky, thanks for joining us again this morning. I know you're concerned about Texas and some other states easing restrictions. What's your biggest fear?
Good morning, George. Great to be back with you. I just want to take a moment to reflect on where we've been over the last year. It really has been a year where we've seen so much death, people dying alone. We've talked about scarcity of ventilators and drugs, and we've lost so many family milestones. It was a year of hopelessness when we started a year ago, and now we have so much hope. And I want to sort of just lead with that hope and say so many people are being vaccinated every day, and yet we are still not yet at 10% of the population vaccinated in this country. We still have 90% of people who are unprotected. So what worries me about, really lifting all restrictions, lifting mask mandates, is that we still have a large proportion of this population that is not protected, and that we really do need to protect as we scale up vaccination.
So what should be the standard for easing restrictions state by state?
You know, we're not quite ready to create those standards because we still have 90% of people unprotected. What I will say, and we have said at the CDC, is schools should be the first place to open. And so if your schools are not open, I don't believe that we should be opening other places, because we really do need to get our children back to school. Several weeks ago, we released an operational guidance to safely get our children and our teachers back to school, and that's the first place I think we should prioritize.
You did release the guidelines for vaccinated people. What are the most important things that those who are vaccinated and those who are not should know about these guidelines?
Importantly, they really reflect what people should be doing in private settings. We are not suggesting that people who are vaccinated can go out and take off their masks and do things in public settings, gather in big gatherings. What we're saying is, in the privacy of your own home, you can meet with other vaccinated people, you can hug them, you can dine without wearing your mask in your own home. You can also meet with people who are unvaccinated but have low risk of severe disease in your own home in small settings. But really, we're taking baby steps to make sure that we can still protect the 90% of people who aren't yet vaccinated.
Some experts are saying you're being too timid with those guidelines for vaccinated people. Why shouldn't vaccinated people be allowed to travel? The airlines have said that being on an airplane is one of the safest places you can be.
You know, every time that we have had a travel surge after every holiday, July 4th, Labor Day, the Christmas holidays, we've had a surge. And what we really want to do is, while we are vaccinating people in these critical times of March and April, getting people protected, we want to protect against those surges. And this is really just a baby step from the CDC. We intend to update these guidances as more people get vaccinated and as case rates, we hope, continue to come down.
For those who are vaccinated on the early end, those who were vaccinated back in December and January, how concerned should they be about the possibility that their protection may fade over time, may have faded already?
This is some of the data and evidence we are watching really carefully. We are watching for breakthrough infections. We're monitoring this really carefully, and it's some of the science that we're waiting to emerge before we liberalize our guidance. It's the reason we're taking these baby steps.
You have pointed out that we're really ramping up the rate of vaccinations right now, over 2 million a day, now pretty consistently. Does that mean something like herd immunity by the end of the summer?
You know, I think a lot of what happens by the end of the summer depends on the rate at which people decide to roll up their sleeves and get vaccinated. We know that by the end of May, the president has announced that by the end of May, we will have enough vaccine for all people who are eligible. And what we really need to do is make sure that all people are eligible really want to roll up their sleeve, because what would really be a shame is if we have more vaccine and we don't reach herd immunity because people are not making the choice to get vaccinated.
Dr. Rochelle Walensky, thanks very much for your time and your information this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.